Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Welcome,
Evening.
welcome to our session today. Thank you all for joining. So, just a few announcements.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, everyone. So, just a couple of announcements before we get started. So, can anyone say if they can see a message in the chat?
Nothing yet.
All right. So, I'll just share what I placed in the chat earlier. So, I'm inviting everyone to please mute the microphones unless I invite anyone to share. To please write all your questions and comments in the chat. Please take notes for your future reference. Please be respectful and kind to everyone in the session and at all times generally, right? Please listen and engage with an open mind that is willing to learn. And please, please, please enjoy the session. We have 40 minutes, and I plan to share a lot of information with you during that time. And I encourage you to, take all you can from the session. Take everything that you can from the session. And you can feel free to connect with me afterwards if you have any questions or if there's any clarification required. This session is being recorded, so I will share it with you by email following the session. Let's pull this up. And please bear with me, it really is a little it's a special moment to have to maneuver between a presentation and the screen and whatnot, okay? So the session objectives, okay, let me screen share. I'm not pretending to be an expert here, okay? So let's go together. So the session objectives. So the aim is for everyone to have a better understanding about the emotional impact of rejection. And to leave the session with some practical strategies, some know-how about reframing, which is really to how we look at the situation, how to recover from rejection because it can be painful, and how we can grow stronger from the experience. We use the experience of rejection as a gift to help us grow, a gift to help us move on in life in an even better way than we were before the experience of rejection. So I am Steve Sanko. Many of you would know me. I'm a certified professional coach. My coaching practice is full-time as a life and transformational coach. So I don't do my coaching service on the side of a regular job. This is my regular job. This is what I do. I have dedicated my life in the last 2 years to do this full-time because I believe in human transformation. And many, many people are suffering today because they just don't know how to cope with life. There's a very high level of stress, anxiety, and depression, and it's getting worse. It keeps getting worse. There are so many challenges we experience in our day-to-day life. You know, never mind, we just came out of a pandemic, and I'm sure none of us here gave time to recover from that. That pandemic left us all with a lot of trauma, which we are still trying to process and move on. But we've gone on with life as if everything is fine. So we are all dealing with a whole lot right now. And not just us, people in our lives. They too are dealing with it. You know, into my coaching practice, I not only bring qualifications, having studied coaching and becoming certified, I bring 20 plus years of leadership experience. And I've been meditating for over 10 years with the Raj Yoga Center. So some of you who would have been on earlier would have heard some voices saying Om Shanti. And Om Shanti means I am a peaceful soul. So those are souls who go to the Raj Yoga Center with me. And I'm very happy that they too are here with us today. I work with clients in person and online, and you can contact me for more information about that if you like. When we think of rejection, we have all experienced rejection at some point in our lives. I think I'm an expert at dealing with rejection now because I've experienced it so many times in my life, so many times. And initially, it would be so painful. Rejection was so painful. And, you know, it hurts. It hurts. And depending on the source of the rejection, it can hurt even more. And it can stay with us even longer, negatively impacting on us. You know, when we think of what rejection is, it's basically the opposite of acceptance. That's what it's simple. We didn't get the yes. We didn't get the yes. We got a no instead. And while whatever that no was about, it could be really important. And the really important ones are the ones that hurt for much longer. And sometimes that hurt could be much deeper. It simply is the opposite of acceptance. Rejection is inevitable. In the world we live in today, we don't always get what we want when we ask for it or when we go after it. It is just what it is. And how we treat with that can have great psychological impact on us, leading to feelings of sadness, anxiety, anger, lowering our self-esteem. Many people already suffer from low self-esteem, so rejection just makes it worse. So it can have an impact on our mental health and then the way we interact with others. When we think of the areas of our life where we experience rejection, it can seem like everywhere. And I would like to share with you briefly of my experience with rejection. I remember having gone for a job interview. I was looking at changing jobs. And the moment I arrived there at the location for the interview, everything told me, Steve, this is not the place for you to be. From the way it looked, the energy, everything, the people there. But sometimes we can set our minds so strongly on things, even when our intuition tells us, our mind tells us that this really isn't the thing. But we can still feel desperate about it. We still feel we want it so much, right? That if we don't get it, we'll be in a worse off position. And I went through the interview process. I did not get the job. I felt heartbroken for something that I really didn't believe was good for me. But I still felt that way. And 2 weeks later, I went to another job interview for an opportunity, and I got that job. And everything about that job was better than the one I went to the interview for before. But I felt so horrible. I felt so horrible even believing that that first interview wasn't the place for me. And these things can stay with us if we don't resolve it. If we don't resolve these emotional issues, they can stay with us for a long, long time, impacting on our future, impacting on our happiness, impacting on the way we engage with others in relationships. You know, stress can have a very negative impact on our health. It can kill us. Those conditions can kill us. So it's really, really important that we treat with rejection in a way that supports us, and that we also show others how to do this. Let's start by reframing rejection. Let's change the way we look at it and what we tell ourselves about it. Rejection is simply a redirection. You bump into a wall and you're redirected. That's all it is. And it's important to recognize that rejection, when we don't receive that yes, that acceptance, that it's a reflection of the circumstances and not about me being inadequate in any way. A reflection of the circumstances, not a reflection of me. So that's a key thing to take away. We have to change how we look at it. There are some things that I believe in my bones, to the core of me, when it comes to rejection. I remind myself that the best is yet to come. That's one key thing. Another thing I tell myself is that my fortune and my destiny is tied to God, not to human beings. So no human being can get in the way of my success and my progress. And the third one is that life happens for me, not to me. I'm not a victim in my life. It's happening for me. Everything is happening for me. So those are some things I tell myself that changes how I look at the rejection in the moment. We also want to know how to manage our emotions. So when I tell myself those things, I allow myself to feel it. When you do that practice, it changes your brain. Neuroscience tells us that we create new neural pathways. So when we tell ourselves in negative things, we are also creating change to our brains. It's like we're rewiring ourselves, rewiring our brains for negativity, for stress, for anxiety, and for sadness. So how do we manage the emotions? We could engage in fun activities, start doing new things that lift us, that bring the happiness back into our hearts, into our minds, and shifts us out of that place of feeling sad. We can practice mindfulness techniques. Mindfulness is simply the ability to be present in any moment, free from judgment. So think of yourself through your day, no matter what is happening outside of you, that you're in your best self. You feel happy, you feel calm. It's like when you're indoors and it's raining outside, how that rain doesn't affect you. It's not wetting your body. It's the same way that life is happening outside of you. That's how mindfulness can support you. So there are techniques, many of them, and they focus on the body. They're centering, they're grounding, and you can look for them online. I mean, we have access to the world online. You can talk to someone that you trust. Talk to someone that you trust, someone who cares about you, where the conversation will be supportive and not leave you in a worse off place. Because when we tell our lives to the wrong people, we can create more problems for ourselves. Or we could seek professional help. You can look for more options on Google. We also want to be compassionate with ourselves at that time. Be kind to ourselves in our thoughts, in how we speak about ourselves and about the situation, whatever transpired. Because we can be very critical. There are things that we can tell ourselves in our minds, and sometimes we say it with our mouth, that we won't say to others. But we can say that to ourselves. Be very critical, be very condescending, talk ourselves down, make ourselves feel worse, and it's just habit. Don't do that. That's a no. Don't do that. We could also practice journaling. Write. Write about what has happened and reframe it. Create a new perspective on what has happened. You know, there are some things in my life in the earlier years gone by that didn't work out. Rejections. And when I look back now, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that it didn't work out. I'm really happy to be me. Anything that could have been different in the past might have changed the possibility for me to be who I am today. And I'm really happy about being me. And the third thing we want to do is build mental and emotional resilience as we move forward. Develop a growth mindset, one that sees failure and rejection as learning experiences, as opportunities to grow. Look at them as if they're gifts. A good thing to remember is that rejection is protection for something greater to come. Rejection is protection for something greater to come. Have to build ourselves up. Use empowering thoughts and activities that build yourself up. There are so many opportunities to build ourselves up. We just need to find them, and they're all around us. We have to make the time to do it. But we can build ourselves up while all the challenges continue in the world. We become more resilient. And there are practical things that you can do. Journaling again, using positive affirmations. Positive affirmations are based in science now. You can Google that and understand how that works for you. Again, it's about rewiring the brain. And also setting new goals after rejection. So something didn't work out. So we recalibrate, we decide, okay, what's next? But before we move on, take lessons from the experience. We don't usually grow in our comfort zone, It's when things become challenging. That's when some of the strongest people are created. Some are born and some are made. So looking at the time, we're on track now for an interactive exercise. So I'd like you to think of a past experience of rejection, maybe low level, middle level, not too high. And while you do this exercise, you are doing it for yourself, by yourself. You are not going to be asked to share it with us. No, it's completely private. Okay, completely private. So allow yourself to engage and to think. So think of a challenging experience where you experienced rejection, where there was rejection, challenging moment. And now let's reframe it. So maybe we saw it as only suffering and failure. Let's reframe it. Let's change how we see it. Firstly, by looking for the lessons that were there in the experience. So write down 2 lessons, or 3 if you can. 3 lessons that you learn from the experience. And if you've never seen it as a learning opportunity, do that now. Look with eyes of learning. I'm giving you 2 minutes for that. Yes, Kadisha, I'll be happy to repeat. So think of an experience, a challenging time when you face rejection and write 2 or 3 lessons that you learned from it. See what you could learn from it. So the first one is to see what lessons we learned from it. And the second question is see what opportunities came as a result of that rejection. What good things happened because that didn't work out? What are some of the good things? And feel free to put any questions in the chat, okay? We'll take them right after. So we should be finished by now. When I think of some of the rejections I faced or things that didn't work out, you know, um, that I benefited from was some people who I dated in the past. I'm so glad it didn't work out. And maybe some of you would feel that way too. There are times in life when we feel so strongly about whatever we're going after. We become attached to the idea of it and the outcome. And then when it doesn't work out, we are destroyed. We destroy ourselves. Not that the thing destroys us. We destroy ourselves. And that can impact on us in very, very negative ways. Those strong emotions experience over a long period of time. It impacts our brains. People can carry around rejection for years and years and years. Childhood things for years and years and years. Things that happened in school, things that happened when they became adults, and hold on to these things until we become old. And it doesn't help us. It harms us. So we want to look at those rejections through eyes of learning. Let's see what gift there was there for us. What's the lesson? What's the lesson there for me? At this time, I will invite you to ask any questions or share any thoughts. We have 10 minutes left about anything you've heard or would like to ask.
Brother Steve, good night.
Good night.
Yeah, it's Christopher here.
Hello, Christopher.
Yeah, how are you? What I want to also find out is that the same year I had started Raja Yoga, I had gone through a painful and to a relationship to a woman I'd known over a decade. And that is what prompted me to walk into the center that day because I was seeking spiritual enlightenment, well, guidance, and so forth, because I was in a very down mood and I was having problems at work as well. But what I want to know, do they get a sting of their own medicine as well? Because her brother was murdered last year. And I, in a way, said she looked for that. But I know that is a wrong way to think.
So thanks for that question, Christopher. Absolutely, it is a wrong way to think. There are challenging things that happen in life. When others are having difficult times, we want to support them, even with our good thoughts, send good wishes and good thoughts to people to support them. Actions do have consequences. So I hope that you were able to handle that rejection in a useful way and that you can take something from the session tonight and go forward with it to help you manage rejection better in future. So thanks for that question. I'm seeing Stephen is sharing in the chat that an iRobot could never complete its job if it did not change direction after hitting the wall. Absolutely. Otherwise, it will just bump and stay there. And many of us, we bump into situations and we remain there stuck in our minds as life goes on, as the world goes on. And we're still stuck because we can't get past the rejection. And my heart's wish is that you can take something from our session tonight going forward to free you from those situations. And the same activity we did, you can take that now on your own time and think of those times when you experience rejection and see how you can reframe that, how you could take those painful moments and turn them into gifts. Sasha.
Hi, Stevie. Thank
Hi.
you. Hi. Thank you so much for this. I'm really grateful to be here and to see you tonight. And that thing you said, rejection is protection from something for something greater to come. That's a whole bar right there. I think I'm gonna write a rap song about that. That is so positive and such a good way to look at things because all of us have been through so many rejections in our life, and something always comes up better. It's like it just happens. Everything always just works out the way it's supposed to. And thank you for giving me that perspective. And heavy on the relationships not working out for real. I like that too as well. And I really, really enjoyed this session tonight. And I hope you continue doing it. This was really good. And I thank you for your time and your support and your guidance. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Sasha. I appreciate you so much too. And tonight's session is the first of more to come. So, everyone can look out for the details as I plan them. I will share them with you so you can join and grow. Let's all grow together. Let's all grow together. Thanks, Sasha. Anyone else?
Good evening, Brother Steve. This is Sadna.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening to everyone. I'd like to share briefly my thoughts on lessons learned from rejection. One,
Yes.
never ever trust anyone at face value. And two, don't hang your heart on your sleeves. The lessons I've learned from this is I gained strength mentally, and I empowered myself, and I got the support from the right people. Yeah. Thank you.
Beautiful. You're welcome. Thank you, Sadhana, for sharing. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Corey.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Steve.
Good evening.
I just wanted to thank you very much for having this session this evening. I think it is so very much important, and you kind of said it, you reiterated it throughout your talk in terms of resolve is important. And that stood out for me because I think if we don't find resolve, if we don't understand what happened to us and learn the lesson, then we are stuck and we are not able to move forward. And it simply it takes away from our happiness. It takes away from how we engage with other people, etc. So I just felt like that was very important. A lot of things were very important, but that stood out for me in terms of resolve is important. So thank you for sharing with us. And I look forward to many other presentations.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Corey. Thank you. You know, when we talk about resolving, I can tell you that I meet clients, I've worked with clients people, good, beautiful people, who, as a result of challenging experiences in their lives, remain unresolved. The result is high levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. They can't sleep at night. It takes away their peace and happiness. It even makes the body sick. You know, and there's a lot of this, and it's because of unresolved issues. We don't know how to resolve our issues, or we don't understand the importance of resolving them. So I encourage everyone to free yourself of those challenging experiences. The past does not exist. It does not exist. And that hurt is only being held on here. It does not exist anywhere in the world. So please save yourselves. Janine.
Hi, good
I,
night. Thanks again for sharing so much of your expertise and personal experience with us. Two things that came out for me. The first one, which has always been hard for me to do, but it has become more of an easier part of my healing process is, as you said, reach out to somebody you trust. So I dealt with rejection and kind of buried it for years until more recently, I actually finally spoke to a lifelong friend about it and also a therapist, because I think sometimes we are afraid to seek help when we need it, but professional help. And it helped me so much to realize how much healing I needed to do because that instance of rejection uncovered more for me past things that I had to heal from childhood. So, in a sense, it opened a door for me with spiritual guidance and also wanting to embark on this healing process for self-reflection to realize that the pain I felt was not because of the actual situation I experienced rejection in at that point in time, but it had to do with things I was telling myself from childhood that were brought back up. And so that also brings me to the point that in all of us going through life as part of a journey and a process, part of my healing process has made me stronger because now I am able to better deal with rejection now and see, sometimes curiously, what is it pointing me to about myself that I need to do some healing or to give myself some more love to be able to move past. So thanks for allowing me to share.
So thank you so much for sharing with us, Janine. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the success you've achieved. I'm reading the messages in the chat, and I'm seeing Lizette is asking, how can we heal from childhood rejections that affect us that we may not even be able to recall? So at home, Lizette, I could suggest that you try journaling to see what's there. And you can try mindfulness exercises. If you discover things that you're not able to handle on your own, then seek professional help. It's always good to have that consultation with a professional. You never know. You never know. It could be the start of something beautiful. So everyone, thank you so much. We are at the end of our time together. I really, really appreciate all of you joining and participating, engaging, and all these sharings, thank you so, so much. So I wish you all happiness and success with overcoming rejection. Look into those experiences and take all those lessons. They're gifts. You don't learn those lessons in schools. You don't. Only life, the school of life can teach us that. So keep well, stay happy, and I will send you an email with a copy of the recording, okay? So thank you so much for tonight. Bye-bye, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
All
Good
right,
night.
take care,
Thank you.
Steve. Good night. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Steve. Take care.
Good night. Thank
Good night.
you.
Thank you,
You're
Coach
welcome.
Steve. Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye. And thank you to Anya for technical support, Anya.
You're welcome.